Hi guys, I wanted to tap in and see how everyone is doing. There's this energy that's coming up and its focus is on mother energy. Take it as it resonates. It will for some and it will not for some. This mama energy is leaning towards having to recognize and appreciate our soft side. King of Cups energy, keeping things at a steady pace because there are a lot of emotions, and sometimes when we are overwhelmed with emotions, it's hard to keep ourselves steady, and it makes us not appreciate so much of our emotions, but instead we try to be self-destructive because we feel so much of that. But I don't think you need to be in this energy, the Devil card. It's not something you should entertain, but more so lean towards your soft side and have to appreciate and know yourself in your soft side. Sometimes leaning towards your feminine energy more than your masculine energy could be very sacred. However you want to define that. It is sacred, I feel, based on you having to tap into your intuition also at the same time. When you are leaning towards your feminine energy, you're more tapped into your intuition than you are with your logical mind. This mama energy I'm feeling is also as the Empress card. This mama energy also is telling us to lead with our heart and not so much with our mind, to recognize and appreciate our feminine in times of crisis and times of emotional turmoil. I feel that a lot of this mama energy is having us remember that soft is powerful too, and it is one to appreciate and to honor. I love that. Also, the Sun card tells me that good can come out of that too. I know that society sees vulnerability as weakness. I feel that society have overlooked the hypersensitives. I feel that society has overlooked our men who lean towards their feminine energy more than their masculine, and having to appreciate our soft side and having to know and understand ourselves in our vulnerabilities. A lot of good can come out of that also. And you are also having to manifest abundance when you do so, when you appreciate your soft side, especially when you are a very strong, intelligent man who also carries a lot of emotional baggage, but can definitely maintain your soft side, and you having to appreciate your soft side. Also, you are more than willing to manifest good things as well. If you are a single father and you may feel like you're doing too much and the other is not doing, and the other is doing less, and as a single father, you're having to play both roles in taking care of your child, your children. At this time, you're being pushed, our masculine, our men, you guys are being pushed to, and I say pushed, okay, because we have this tendency to resist when we feel this overflowing of emotions. Water symbolizes a lot of that emotional baggage that you may be carrying. At this time, our single men, our men who are playing both roles, mom and dad, we appreciate you doing such a great work for our children. We appreciate you having to tap into your vulnerabilities, and honoring that about yourself for the sake of your children, for the sake of your children's emotional stability. That's important. We want to pass that on to our children and keeping their emotions as steady as possible. Our emotional needs to be tended to. And so if you are a single parent, that is hard to give to your children. That is hard to have to manage, because you're also having to manage your emotional stability. You are also having to manage your finding balance also in your truth. The Judgment card, the Temperance, you having to keep yourself balanced at the same time, you teaching your children, your kid, the right way. And the Judgment card tells you, you having to stick to your truth. You don't give a fuck about what anyone says about how you are, how you teach your children, how you discipline. You just stick to your truth. And just remember to keep yourself balanced in all of it, because sometimes when you are a single parent, that can take a toll on your emotional stability and your mental health. The Judgment being it, you having to stand up and reminding yourself that your kid needs you and they need your nurturing. They need your emotional acknowledgement, encouragement. If you have been a neglected child and you have gone through a lot of abandonment issues, you are being pushed at this time to challenge yourself, to stay true to who you are, and to stay as authentic as possible, and teaching your children also and how to be better. This is the perfect time for you to challenge yourself in having to discipline your children in the right way, and not the way that you were disciplined, not the way that you were discouraged, but now it's your turn to challenge yourself to become better than that. That is beautiful. the Lovers card, the bottom of the deck. I'm getting a lot of this working together. There's still this partnership energy that I'm getting. The Queen of Pentacles. This is that mama energy who takes the lead and making sure that everyone is where they're supposed to be, right? Making sure that your kids' homework is done on time, you having to be on top of having to prepare their lunches, you having to be on top of having to prepare their outfits, you know, so it's easier for you to, when you get up in the morning, it's easier for you to just keep things in a row, keeping your ducks in a row. You having to keep order in the home. That's the energy I'm getting from the Queen of Pentacles. You taking the lead. Now you're emotionally stable. Now you've given yourself time to rest. You have given yourself time to reflect. And now it's time to give all of that energy back to your family, your friends who are in need, your children. You are that leader who protects, who watches over them, and who just keeps their ducks on a row. You keep everything in order. You have to, or else who else will? We have to take notice of also having to appreciate, especially if you're a man, to appreciate your feminine energy also. Appreciating your soft side, because that can also be very powerful. Appreciating your soft sides, your soft side meaning like you also having to tap into your intuition and using that strength. You also having to tap into your inner guidance. Like I said about you being a single parent, a single father, single mother. We're reminded to keep that light in you lit up. Therefore, your intuition is also lit up. Your eye, your third eye is also lit up. Having to appreciate your intuition, because that too matters. And not just what we're being told how to do things in society, but also having to appreciate your gifts, which means your intuition. The High Priestess, having to follow your gut, having to follow what feels right. This is important for single fathers and single mothers out there who are doing it all. This is your guidance. This is your gateway, your way out of things, because it's what feels right to you, and you don't have to follow anyone else's orders. It's your life, and you having to put your focus on your strength and appreciating your strength will also help you manage your mental and emotional state, and having to take care of your children by yourself. Rest. Like, you're over here, I'm not trying to get distracted, I'm just trying to get things organized. I want what is best for my children. I want them to have the life that I never had. I'm getting that. I want to break myself from my bad habits, break myself from unwholesome distractions, break myself from my own wrongdoing, and challenging myself and having to fix and heal myself so I can also better heal my children. When I am healed, when I am emotionally and mentally healed, I'm also bringing that aura and radiating that energy out in your home space where your children is playing, where your children is learning, where your children is picking up on the things you are saying and picking up on the things that you are doing. They're watching you. You know, when you are a child, still has a very empty imagination, empty mind, and you as a parent, by you acting out, by you speaking out, you're having to fill their minds, you're having to fill their imagination with truth. You're having to fill their imagination with good and only good. You don't want to have to radiate unwholesome energies because you have some unresolved issues deep down in you that you haven't faced. You don't want to pass that around. You don't want to bring that energy in the home space that your children is, where your children is learning. There could also be a lot of emotional, unresolved emotional issues, lots of baggage that you feel needs your attention. I know you can't do it all. I need help too, is what I'm hearing. I need help too. I'm working my butt off too. I also deserve to be loved and to be cared for. And if you are a single father, we appreciate you for playing both roles and having to be strong, and how hard that may feel for you. And that's why having to appreciate your soft side also, and getting to know your soft side also, can really help you having to just really appreciate the feminine energy also. How much of our mother puts in. I'm gonna just pull up a couple more cards and then I think I'll just wrap up. This is just like a quick overview of today's energy that I'm feeling, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Slow and soft comfort energy, right? I guess when you watch this video at the time that you do will be, as what I always say is that when you watch this video at the time that you do is the time that you are supposed to watch this video. Okay, the Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands. You're needing answers to things, but you're just having to take your time. Also, another thing that I want to bring up is when you tap into your feminine energy, your intuition, and you honor this side of you, especially if you're a man and you value your emotional, you value your feelings, you value your emotions, good or bad, you're also having to manifest a lot of good things in your life also, and manifesting abundance into your life also when you honor your soft side. It's not just the mothers that honor their soft side, you know. Men can also be very soft, and soft can be very masculine also. Soft is masculine, you know. It's not weakness, and as that's how we see it in society. That's how we see men who are really tapped into their emotional side, their soft side. We see them as weakness. But I see that as self-growth. I see that as like you having to actualize yourself and understanding more about yourself and knowing more about yourself, and not just your masculine side. We need to hear that soft can also be masculine, and soft is masculine. We just don't hear that enough. We hear a lot of, you have to be tough, you have to have thick skin, you have to be the one that have your guard up, you have to have your armor up all the time. No, you don't. Appreciating your vulnerabilities also is powerful, and just as powerful, sometimes even more powerful, you know, because your body is calm, your mind is steady, and you have a sense of your emotions. Like, your emotions are at a level where you can see it and know it and acknowledge it and learn from it. That is powerful. I see this card, the Ace of Cups. Do you see the stare in that wolf's eyes? Do you see the power that you see in this wolf's eyes? It is showing itself, revealing itself, and not just the masculine side, but also the truth of the matter, the matters of the heart. Cup being it, I am filling my cup with only good things. It's beautiful. I feel a lot of feminine in this one. You're also attracting so many good things. Y'all are just tired. I get it. Drop some cards. 8 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. You're doing as much as you can. You're creating as much as you can. You're working with what you have, even though you have nothing. Excuse me, I dropped some cards. This King of Wands. Okay. 8 of Cups, 2 of Swords, the King of Wands. Like I said, creating something out of nothing. Creating something out of nothing. So, for some of us who have been in this poverty mindset, take it as it resonates. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't feel anything bad about it. But if we are one who has been in this poverty mindset, you're having to create more, finding ways, finding solutions to a problem. And we're having to tap into our creativity. What can we do to make something out of nothing? When money is short, when we are in a heavy budget, and we are just not able to get the things that we need for our children at this time, we're having to look around the house and create something out of nothing. However you want to define that. If you have been the one to like pace around the house trying to find something for your kids to play with, or to help them expand their imagination. What can you create? What can you make for them so they can have a bigger inner world, bigger inner imagination? You know, giving them a sense of home, a better home, and helping them expand their imagination is what I'm getting from this. That's beautiful. You having to create something out of nothing. You know, it's like you having to make something out of a cardboard. You having to make something out of like plastic. You know, showing your children that creativity can last long. Creativity also helps, and with having to expand our children's imagination at an early age, this will help them keep a steady mindset, at the same time having an emotional stability. Growing up, you're instilling this discipline in them. And so as they grow up, they have this strong foundation. And that if they ever feel lost, if they ever feel like they have nothing, they can always go back to their creativity, their imagination, and they can make something out of nothing. And you have instilled that in their mind because you're just ready. Thank you for letting me do that. Mama energy, heavy mama energy. I love you guys. You have a great week.